throughout all of my travels, Andy was there to help me and guide me, and he supported me in so many of my endeavors. He really told me what to see and suggestions of places to go and how to get there, and very inaffordable ways to do things. So once I got to Florida, the first place he guided me to was the very historic oldest town and oldest road of St. Augustine. And I got to meet with he and some of the folks from PPR in Jacksonville Beach. And then later that night, went out with some of them to dinner. After St. Augustine, I traveled to my assignment in Florida, down in the St. Petersburg area. But of course, before reporting to work, I had to report to the beach. The big, beautiful, white, sandy beaches of St. Pete Beach, just a little bit outside of Tampa Bay area. And oh my goodness, was it amazing. I went there in April, and all the snowbirds were getting ready to go home. And so for most of the summer, I had the beaches pretty much to myself. I mean, not very many people on them at all. This was my place in St. Pete Beach. My little nook of the world is right behind that umbrella. I had a first level place right by the pool. Had a great accommodations. I love my bedroom and my living room. My kitchen was awesome, my dining room. And this was the view from my porch out. And I don't know if you can see, but the back deck, I had the pool area, and then there was a boat dock out there into one of the inner waterways. And no kidding, the dolphins and the manatee were swimming right up outside the back door. It was just amazing, truly. And all of this was set up through my agency, PPR-Travel. They always got me the best places to stay, made sure that I was happy. They checked in with me before, during, after. If there was any little thing I needed, they were on it. It was kind of funny. My very first assignment in Portland, one of the housing girls called me to see if I needed a corkscrew for wine and whether or not I needed a toaster with the capability to toast bagels. Did it need to be wide? I just couldn't believe their attention to detail was so impressive. So one of my first nights in Florida, a little bit overcast, but I was able to take this picture. And again, sometimes I'd get a little bit homesick, but then I would remember why I was doing this. I needed to see and expose myself to, all things from this country, and that was my main motivation. But one of the perks ended up being was along the way I got to see a lot of different policies and procedures from different hospitals and the way things were run, and I really benefited from seeing the way different hospitals did things and kind of the standards and protocols at different places. And it was interesting too because I noticed in different parts of the country we would encounter different types of patient populations. And one of the things kind of indigenous to Florida is that we got to see a lot of sickle cell patients. So I really learned a lot about that disease process and how to treat them. So I definitely became a girl of the ocean in Florida. This is a drum circle that occurred on Sunday nights. I was always there. It was just an interesting thing. People of all walks of life showed up and they did drums, and there was just this kind of rhythmic, thing that was going on, and people would start dancing in the middle, and it was just kind of a cool thing. I also enjoyed some marine life there and ended up with some friends who had boats, and we'd go out on those. And I took in some of the theme parks. My favorite is SeaWorld. I went there 3 times. I had some friends in Orlando, and I would go up and hang out with them. I loved SeaWorld. Cannot say enough about it. Woohoo! What's not to love about Shamu? I even got me a Shamu lunchbox. How do you like that?